Just come up the ridge steps, and this brings you here onto Well Lane. Come on, Molly. I carried Molly up the steps because she's been up them steps already today. It's quite hard. And she's had a few other walks as well. So she must be tired. Just in front is where we're going to the church. It's called Christ Church at Todmorden. So this is Christ Church at the bottom of these steps. And this must be the vicarage. This is where there was a murder in 1868. I don't know whereabouts this grave is. Molly saw a cat before when we were coming down the steps. Right, so this is Christ Church at Todmorden. It's not a church anymore, it's used as a house. I wonder what it's like inside. Basically there was a man called Miles Weathergill, I think he was called, and he lived in Todmorden, and he fell in love with a lady called, or a girl, she was 16. She was called Sarah, and she was the cook at the vicarage. The vicar, who was called Mr. Plough, didn't approve, so he told Sarah. He didn't approve, and he forbid them from seeing each other. But they carried on seeing each other in secret, and then one of the other servants, who was called Jane Smith, she told the vicar that they were still seeing each other. And so the vicar sent Sarah away back to York, where her family lived, and so the couple were split up. Miles went over to see Sarah in York one day, and he found out from Sarah that it was Jane, this other servant, who had told the vicar about them. So he was angry with Jane, and he came back to Todmorden. He had some whiskey in the Black Swan pub, and then he came to the vicarage with 4 pistols and a hatchet. I'm having trouble filming and telling this because I've got tangled around a gravestone. So Miles Weathergill turned up at the vicarage with 4 pistols and a hatchet, and he ended up shooting Jane Smith, and she died. He also injured the vicar, Mr. Plough, and he injured the vicar's wife, Mrs. Plough. That's the vicarage there, just to the side of the church. Anyway, there was an inquest into the murder, into Jane's murder, and actually not long after the inquest, the vicar, Mr. Plough, died himself as a result of his injuries, even though he'd given evidence at the inquest. And Mr. and Mrs. Plough's baby died, though they don't know whether the baby died as a result of the incident at the vicarage or not. But the baby and the vicar were buried at the same time, somewhere here, I think. And then about a year later, Mrs. Plough died, the vicar's wife. That's the story of the murder at the vicarage. And Miles Weathergill was hanged at New Bailey in Salford, and he was buried there because he was found guilty of the murders, or the murder of Jane Smith. That's where there was a murder, Molly. Apparently on the night of the murder, Molly's seen a cat. On the night of the murder, at the vicarage down there, the vicar, when the murderer came in, managed to escape even though he'd been attacked with a hatchet, and he made his way up here to Well Lane, where the church organist lived, to get some help. Molly, cat. Where did that cat go?